I'm tiny. I'm 4 feet 7 inches and I'm in my 30s. So, I get mistaken for a child almost constantly and have been a magnet for mistaken identity ever since I moved out of my parents' house and bought my own. My friends like to constantly remind me I'm tiny and I could easily fit into carry-on luggage for cheaper airfare. So far they have recommended I shop from the American Girl catalog, a catalog for dolls. Stuffed myself into a suitcase for a free flight. Stuffed me into a tiny hole during a ghost tour where I found nothing but cobwebs and a quarter from 1998. Locked me inside a locker at Hershey Park. Picked me up and carried me around. Dropped me. And bought me a pink leash kit harness with my name and emotional support human printed on it and made me wear it in public. The last one was kinda my fault because I got tired of them telling me I'm tiny and I jumped into the ball pit at one of the only McDonald's playplaces left in the country. I'll be honest, it's probably because I complain a lot about not being able to find any clothing and having to knit my own most of the time. It's summer now, so I can sorta fit into kids' t-shirts without them cutting the circulation off to my arm sockets. Anyways, aside from my friends constantly reminding me of the fact that I'm tiny, the rest of the world likes to remind me as well. Like the Karen at Walmart who wouldn't let me buy anything at the pharmacy even after I showed ID because apparently short people don't exist. Or the cops who mistook me for a lost child during a nighttime dog walk and grilled me for an hour about being outside at night. I had a glow-in-the-dark headband and I was on the sidewalk. Or every waiter at every restaurant that wants to give me either a packet of crayons or a booster seat. Or the other cops who pulled me over for looking too young to drive. The list goes on and on forever like the song that never ends. Oh, and me being mistaken for a child constantly also means I've accidentally gotten my husband detained for suspected child luring because he drives an old brown hatchback from the 70s, circles the parking lot endlessly waiting for me, wears sunglasses indoors because of older LASIK surgery, and is bald and bearded. The first time that happened was at Walmart again, when I went to return some jeans that didn't fit and he got tired of circling the lot and came in to find me and we argued for a bit before I hid in the fitting room and he left to go back out to the car. Well, some bystander saw that interaction and told Walmartian security who then called the police and had my husband detained, so I left Walmart to find a turd brown hatchback with my husband mysteriously absent. I went back inside to have Walmart page his name and found him in the manager's office with 4 policemen. The second time was at Best Buy while I was waiting for the home theater dude to finish setting up my home delivery of a new TV, which was yesterday, because my old TV got blown up by a misfired firework. My husband, being quirky, thought it would be funny to stalk me around the store and take photos of me with the demo phones while the Best Buy employee took his time. Lo and behold, my husband was dragged away by some guys in yellow shirts and the police came down to have a chat with him. Thankfully one of the officers recognized him from the Walmart incident and asked if I was somewhere in the store, and I was right next to the home theater guy where I'd been for the last hour. And then there's my other friends, like Unlucky Friend, who got mistaken for my mother and reprimanded for talking to her child like that, which just made me mad. So I called the person out and walked off to find the bar at Dave & Buster's. They didn't serve me until I complained so loud a manager came over. Then there was the time I bought a hard cider at the ski lodge and had it knocked out of my hands by some random ski patrol guy who said I was too young to drink that. I'm at a table with my friends and we're all drinking. I paid for the drink with my own money and the bartender ID'd me. After getting his eardrums assaulted by my voice, he bought me a new drink. And now, for the grand finale, the cops again. And my neighbors. The same neighbors we stole borrowed a spot-bought carpet cleaner from. For whatever reason, my elderly neighbors still haven't figured out I'm an adult yet, even though I've been living next to them for the last 6 years and they've seen me drive my car. They think I'm some kind of weird kid who just exists at the same age over there. Weirdly enough, this didn't involve the spot-bought at all. The neighbors didn't want it back for some unknown reason and asked if we'd gotten our dog housebroken yet. No, this involved the elderly male neighbor forgetting that I existed and hearing my shouts and screams that erupted from a Fall Guys game at 10 p.m. while my husband was sleeping. Old man neighbor called the police and reported DA and told the police that there's an unattended child in my house that he's seen multiple times and no parents and wanted them to check. Cue the police coming to my door and not being the same cops from the Walmart Best Buy incidents. These cops didn't believe me when I said, I'm an adult and this is my house. I think they were confused by the state of my house having a broken window covered in cardboard and a bunch of scattered burn marks on the walls and carpet from a related 4th of July incident. But still, I'm not even remotely shaped like a child and I wasn't even dressed correctly when I answered the door. I still had to explain, while being talked to by a female officer who knelt down to talk to me like a child, that this is my house and my car and my dorky husband is upstairs and everything. When I was finally able to get my ID and show them who I was, they finally believed me and the lady cop apologized for talking to me like a child. My husband somehow slept through this entire exchange and proceeded to laugh at me for like 15 minutes when I told him. Old lady neighbor told me her husband hasn't been taking his dementia medicine, but they'll try to remember I'm an adult the next time.